pretty high res. Okay, let's go to the rooftop to talk about the next thing. And I want to be up here away from everyone to be able to talk about it without distraction or interruptions. Joking. Let's have you come down for a second for that. So, it's not exactly bad news, but it's very concerning, and it's very concerning stuff that has been happening. It doesn't directly affect me, but it directly affected a friend, obviously. A friend of mine was working for VRChat, and this particular friend, I'll just be out with it with who it is. It is Merlin. He was the creator of what is known as Udon. Not Udon, but Udon Sharp. Udon was, the system that VRChat had created for scripting in VRChat. It's unfortunately very slow. It's a VM. It's very creatively limiting. We do things with it, but it's unfortunately you can only do so much with it. I understand there's a lot of features that were taken out of C# for security reasons, and that was part of the big problem or concern, and why Udon was created the way it was to avoid those security issues. So they at least created an assembly system where one could actually write an assembler for it, and it would all break down to assembly code for their virtual machine, because that's what Udon is. Merlin was the person who created Udon Sharp, which lets you write C# for Udon and convert it to Udon. So he's done a lot for the community and it's kind of become a face and whatever of the community. And he's also been kind of our leader in when it comes to shaders and custom shaders in the whole shader community. His server and his groups, I learned a lot myself through, and I've gained a wealth of information that I wouldn't have anywhere else. Now, that's not so much the problem that he was fired. He feels, and I won't speak for him, but I know he doesn't feel like he doesn't deserve it. He kind of feels that stuff happened because things were getting bad and things were not going well in general. But some of the things that he had brought up are not new either. And they are becoming a disturbing trend within VRChat's staff. What he said was entirely nothing new. It's stuff I've heard before. It is stuff I've not only heard from him, but he being fired the way he was and over it says a lot about how bad it's gotten. And I feel what has happened is we're headed down a trend of turning VRChat as a business is now moving away from being a startup, which is fair. And it was a startup. It was a whole little thing. They created a platform. The people who are passionate about VRChat built this platform, but now because it's basically corporate owned, it has always been a corporation, but now it's becoming quite more a corporation where now big investors are involved in it, and their board is entirely changing. Some people would just say management, but the executives are all changing, and this is creating an obvious effect where I feel that there's already was some detachment from creators and content creators for this platform and the upper management. The only real contact we kind of even had with the upper management of VRChat as content creators were the developers. But now there's like even more of a stronger divide developing. Now that they've gotten a new HR system and HR people, usually traditionally when an HR system is brought in a corporate sense to an environment, it creates a huge detachment emotionally and responsibly from upper management and the staff. This is nothing new. This happens in all of Silicon Valley. It's a bad practice, but it's the result that is the problem. And I feel VRChat, it's not going to die. We all know VRChat is going to be around probably forever. I mean, Facebook's still around. But with that said, it's becoming Facebook. It's growing to be as big as Facebook. It's growing to be as big as those other companies like that. Its monetization currently is in a state of crap. It sucks. And it also sucks even more for creators. Because, I mean, no matter how you slice it up or how you try to say it, the current currency, the VRChat credits, take too much of a cut to be competitive to anything else. The value to it, obviously, is the convenience of it being within VRChat. So if someone discovers your world and they want to support you, they can pay for you directly. But it's lacking because that's all you can do. Someone discovers your world and they want to support you, they can pay you, and that's it. Like you can't do anything more with this currency, and it's falling behind. And they should have had a lot of these simple these things planned out for the currency far before any of this, before becoming as large as it has. There's no good monetization at all right now in VRChat for anyone. But that aside, it's more of the effect it's going to overall have. And I'm not here to cry doom and gloom and say the world is falling, but I will say VRChat is now becoming a soulless product. As Facebook became a soulless product and detached from its customers, as Twitter became a soulless product detached from its customers, as all these other social platforms became nothing but making money and not caring about who actually makes some of their money, the content creators. And you can even say this about YouTube. And only caring about appeasing to investors and their upper management. And that is where we are. I feel the soul in this platform is going away. The whole how much everyone loved this platform and wanted to improve it is gonna become homogenous and sterile. So for the reason for even saying all this is one, to make awareness of that they're already headed down a dangerous path of turning this platform into not being cool anymore. Essentially, it's not going to die, but who uses Facebook that wants to use Facebook anymore? And like Meta has become the butt of the VR jokes. Like nobody went to anything Meta because it was a sterile platform with a bunch of clueless decisions. VRChat is dangerously heading down that same path. And that's really all there is to say to it. It's not saying that this platform is going to die. It's going to be around probably for a very, very long time. But there are obviously going to be a lot of not so fun changes. and we can only wait and see what happens. But I can tell you, for me, it means I am considering moving on, and definitely considering being no longer exclusive to this platform. Via ICOM, the software that Jokin is very VRChat centric. But after the current situation and current things, I may no longer keep ICOM VRChat centric. And I'm most likely just going to move where that community moves, because the shader community, those developers that are all behind that, the developers that are in Udon Sharp, all those people, they all know each other. They all move in a mass. It's no hidden truth. And if they all decide to go to another platform instead of dealing with any more VRChat's nonsense, then so be it. That's what happens. That's probably where I'm going to end up with them. So that's it. Nothing more to say to that, and I guess let's just try to have fun for the rest of the night. Yeah!